What's up everyone, and welcome to a brand new series we're going to do to highlight some of the best team plays we get submitted and to allow us to share with you guys some great plays with much more detail. Although some of these clips could surely be in our top 5 plays, we're going to select some of our favorite submissions from every month to break down and highlight in a different type of way to show you that you can't always rock it solo. With that, we're going to get into our first play, and we see Nidalee under hot pursuit as Elise sticks around to make sure Nidalee can get out fine first, and then she gets herself out later with a nice cocoon into a chain stun thanks to Xerath. She knew Nidalee had no great disengage other than Cougar form and that she herself has a stun, so she stayed back to support and see the escape through rather than bailing on her with the mentality that she's a support and I'm a carry, so me first and then maybe she can get away too. Going back to the play, they notice that he leap strikes to a minion, leaving him with no gap closers, and even though they're both low in health, they turn together and chain stun him, going all in for the kill. If either of them didn't trust the other, Jax could have gone through with the stun and then the enemy Twitch would have been there to clean up in a heartbeat. Now left in a 2v2, Elise flanks around the back as Xerath buys time and then tries to run with the movement speed after his W, but then Thresh lands a clutch hook to reel him in, and at this point Xerath is a sitting duck and at the mercy of Twitch, who's getting closer and closer to being in attack range of Xerath. Part of being a good teammate is being there to help your teammates in times of need, even if they get caught by spells like a Blitz Hook or in this case Death Sentence. Elise doesn't just walk away from the fight and say Xerath is a goner. She saves her teammate with quick thinking by flashing into a cocoon stun on Twitch to not only save his life but to get the kill on Twitch as well. With both of them sitting at close to no health, Thresh goes for the Elise and exhausts her as Xerath comes back for his buddy, landing a Z, and then Thresh flashes forward but an Arcana Pulse stuns him mid-animation, and the Elise boldly turns the chain stun him as Xerath moves back and ends it all with the final Arcana Pulse. For our second clip, we have an epic battle at bot lane, and we start things off with a gank from Jax, but if you look closely, we see a ward placed from Janna alert Skarner, giving him time to use his W before Jax emerges, allowing him to quickly outrun the counter-strike. Thanks to a combination of mechanics by both players, but more importantly, a simple ward placed by blue team support, 75 gold spent, Skarner makes it out and they don't have to blow a single cooldown. This allows them to actually counter-engage as Vars joins the fight with his ultimate, and they quickly focus down Thresh as his ultimate spreads to the rest of the enemy team. Skarner knows that bolt time is coming up, so he runs back in, instantly interrupting it with his ultimate that he was able to save in the beginning as Janna monsoons to heal all three, and they focus down Misfortune together as the final shield keeps Skarner alive. And for our third and final clip, we have an exciting base race made possible by an entire team's effort. We see Purple Team pushing into their base after collecting Baron to win the game. They're up by a large sum of gold, and Trundle knows they have no shot in a straight up fight, so we see him make his way to top tier 3 turret and start to teleport into the enemy base with his minions to try and end the game. With the Trundle pushing their base, we turn our focus to the rest of blue team as we see Jay stop Shen, and then we see blue team apply pressure even though they're extremely weak by moving up and continuing a fight Purple Team doesn't want. Maokai jumps in on the fed Vars, and then we stop the play to analyze what's going on. We see green team advancing and applying pressure to Vars, which forces red team to help him out, which you'll see Kha'Zix do in just a moment. Shen, on the other hand, is about to recall to defend against the Trundle way in the distance back at base. As we go back into the game, we see Kha'Zix jump into the fight thinking Shen has the recall, but Jay snipes him right before he goes back. We see the fight erupt as Shen goes even further back to get the recall, and Jace runs in, suicide diving into the fight to keep them occupied as we see Trundle get on the Nexus. After Jace's death, blue team falls back as Vars comes up and gets on the Nexus tower, but blue team doesn't let up as MF ults Vars in the incoming creep wave, making sure to stall them by any means necessary. Because of teamwork and teamwork alone, Trundle takes the Nexus and wins the game. Thanks everyone for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to submit your own teamwork plays for a chance to be featured in episode 2 of this series.